Hey beautiful souls, welcome back to the channel. This is part 3, the last part of my 3-part series on the season of suddenly coming home to yourself. And today's topic is loving detachment and why you don't have to drown to prove that you care. You know, we've been taught that love means sacrifice and compassion means to suffer with others. That if you don't jump in to rescue another, that you don't care. But that belief is burning people out. They're drowning in emotional quicksand to prove that they care. But that's not love. That's manipulation. How can you help another when you're now bogged down in the quicksand yourself? Something in this old world is shifting, is ending. Old systems, old identities, old illusions. Thank God, because we're in the part of the world cycle where narcissism is rife and it's rewarded, and empathy is seen as a weakness and to be taken advantage of. Many sensitive people who have empathy are burnt out because they confuse obligation with love. They think it's their job to save another. And I've been there. I was one of these souls until I nearly lost my own life trying to save someone I deeply loved who really didn't want to be saved. I learned the painful way. And you know, many don't even want to be saved. They just don't want to do the inner work. They want to blame someone else. And they certainly don't want you to move on without them. So they'd rather you drown with them. Not an ideal situation, is it? And there is a way out. So welcome to anyone new here. My name is Anne-Marie. I'm a transformation coach and hypnotherapist, and I help people reclaim their power to find healing and meaning in their lives after loss, pain or trauma. In particular, I love to help women reclaim and rebuild and recover themselves from narcissistic or toxic relationships. If you want to work with me, my details are below in the description box. So let's briefly look at the word compassion. Compassion comes from the Latin root compati, which means to suffer with. But suffering with someone is not the same as loving them. It's actually enabling them. You don't heal drowning by drowning too. On an aeroplane, the first thing that we're told is to put our own oxygen mask on and our own life jackets before we help anyone else. And it may seem like a selfish thing, but how are we able to help anyone if we're suffocating or drowning ourselves? But we are subtly being brainwashed to do the opposite. It's fundamental that we stay on solid ground and that we throw someone a rope. Then respect them enough to take the rope or not. But I'm not to jump in with them, no matter how much they refuse to take the rope. I've jumped in many times at the detriment of my own health and well-being, and I will not do it anymore. I've finally learned. I'm 66 and I'm finally getting it. Regardless of all my spiritual years of all my spiritual practice, I finally get it. Sadly, the world rewards narcissism. The world rewards performative suffering, performative empathy, known as virtue signaling. You may have heard that term bandied around these days, which is really just emotional manipulation and forms of narcissism, because I need an audience to show how good I am, how much I care. Guilt gets exploited. If you don't suffer publicly, you're accused of not caring. That's not love. That's coercive control. Loving detachment says, I care deeply. So much so that I will not abandon myself. I will stay on solid ground and throw you that rope. What you do with that is completely up to you. Detachment isn't coldness, as many people think. It's clarity. To step back and become the detached observer, I stop being part of the bigger problem in the world. I become part of the solution, not a contributor of more problems. Because what if I jump in? Now there's two people that need to be rescued. And pure love, love without strings attached, is divine mercy. When you operate from loving detachment, you will stay true to you and to spiritual law. Because clarity plus mercy equals detached love. Unconditional love. Love without expectation, without strings attached. It's clarity without cruelty. It's mercy without martyrdom. If someone says you're cruel for not jumping in, that someone is manipulating you into getting their own way. So, if you're ready to stop performing spirituality and start living it, or if you're done with all the fakeness in the world and need some real support and real guidance, I want you to know you're not alone. I'm here for real souls, honest souls, ready to commit to their surrender, ready to choose their higher self. I'm calling in real souls, not spectators, not talkers or judges, but real participants, real practitioners, practicing it every single day, who are ready to come home to themselves, home to God, the divine universe, home to reality. I'm here, I'm ready, I'm waiting, as a companion, not as a savior. Because this world of falsehood, this dense energy that we can all so readily feel, is coming to a close. So as individuals, we have to raise our own vibration. We don't fight it, we don't drown in it. We ride the wave with love, truth, and clean hands, open hands, ready to receive so that we can give, catch and throw it out there. We can move through this as a collective. So I hope you're with me. I'm waiting for you. So until next time, as always, so much love from my heart to you.